Hi. Hello. Welcome to Corky's Tea Time. I am currently indoors in my lovely home, remaining cool. I am wearing my favorite sunglasses and drinking strawberry lemonade in a 32-ounce quart-sized jar by Ball Mason. My poor garden. My poor garden. It's so sad. We have to pull the plants. The heat got to them. Guess what happened? The stalks that are in the ground, it's got that black rot. I Googled it and it said the black rot can be caused by excessive heat. Well, haven't we been in a heat wave for a while? High temperatures. Time for a drink. My sorrow. Strawberry lemonade, so good. Okay. Dan, it said pests. Well, didn't we have troubles with raccoons or cats or whatever it was that was using our garden to dispose of their waste? And so yeah, we got to go out there and pull the plants, and I will take you out there later and I will show you what is going on. It is a very serious business. I cannot believe I didn't even I saw the baby pumpkins and that's it. But it says that it will just continue to rot away, that you have to pull it. Just excuse me while I put these down somewhere. That they will continue to rot. It'll get worse. It won't get better. It's too far gone because I looked into recovery. What could I do to treat it? Too far gone. And that's okay. I have my sweet potato slips ready to go. So when we get them pulled out, I told my husband, I said we will clean up the garden and we'll let it dry out for a day or two, and we will have tilled the soil real well, and then we'll go ahead and plant the sweet potato slips and we'll see how that does, you know. And I was told if I plant them by August 1st, leave them in the ground, I could have sweet potatoes for Thanksgiving dinner. So we will be doing that. The tomatoes are still doing great. That was amazing how I got so many blossoms. Blossoms hung on forever. Blossoms finally fell on the ground. There was nothing there until I got up really closer, and putting my face inside the tomato plant. I went, oh, there's a little green bubble. That's a tomato. They're doing fine, just fine. And I'm afraid when they start turning red, maybe the birds will start getting them. Ew. So we'll just pray for those little tomatoes. That's all I really had going on. The onions are still doing great. Just anything squash now. All the stalks at the bottom at the soil have turned black. So I'll be out there pulling them. And we went to that comedy show with Margaret. I had a drink called Cinderella. It was strawberry lemonade with a little shot of grenadine. I don't drink alcohol. I thought, oh, aren't you guys being so cute? Well, we're not a big fan of going into the city, because when we were walking to where the show was, we were just a few paces away from the door. I heard, my husband and I, we both heard this car go, and then we heard a, I thought maybe somebody hit the rim of their car along the curb or something. My husband and I both turned and looked. What it was is a car pulled up to another car. The passenger got out, smashed the window, grabbed the golf clubs off the back seat of the car, threw it into the car that they were in, and they sped off. I don't know what they did to the license plate from where me and my husband were standing. We tried to look at the plate and get the number. We couldn't even make out what the model of the car was. We got the color. Couldn't even make out the make or the plate. I'm like, they must be out smashing and grabbing. So while the crime was happening, I'm like, we were both holding hands and we were like, oh my God, don't move, don't move. They don't know we're here. They don't know we've seen them, you know. And I'm like thinking, should we duck down on the ground or should we get in the door of the business, you know? And we went inside, we told them what happened, and they said it was one of the employees working at the club. It was his car that got broke into. Anyways, I'm like, well, who knows if they knew the person, you know? We can't get involved, you know. We saw what happened and gave a description. That's all we could do. No police came and questioned us or anything, so obviously the guy wasn't worried about it. And then the food there was pretty good until the waitress came and told us that the oven broke and our order was delayed because they had to send our order out somewhere else for a secondary oven. And we're like, oh, okay. And by the time it got to us, it was like, grab what you could eat off the top, you know. The staff, the employees were fantastic. The service was fantastic. The guy who did the opening show, no, he needed to be booed off the stage. He was just, his jokes weren't even dry. And he was just fishing in the audience because he was going to try to use an audience member as one of his jokes, you know. Everybody just stayed silent. You know, he wasn't a good comedian. I know we all got to start somewhere. But to me, if you're going to get on a live stage, be ready. I don't know who writes his jokes, but he needs to go back and tell them, nobody laughed. Nobody laughed at my jokes, you know. Did I feel bad for him? No, because his jokes were just, they were inappropriate, they were horrible, they were awful. And then Margaret Cho came out, and the place livened up. It got happy, joyful, clappy. Her jokes were great. My favorite part is where she starts doing her mother. And she does her mother so well. Yeah. And she talked about aging, you know, because we've been watching her since she started out really young. And she used to be chubby, and now she's really thin. She's in menopause. Thin, menopause. You know, life changes in life, you know. And she's very relatable, you know. And the thing is, this woman is worth millions. I swear she was dressed like a homeless person. I went there wearing a dress that kind of has an Asian inspiration, and I carried my finest little Asian purse. I put it away. I don't have it out here anymore. Made with beautiful brocade fabric that has the dragon on it, you know. And I know when I've watched her on TV, she's always had on jeans and t-shirt. But I thought for sure this time, live on stage, she would have on some Asian inspiration, something, you know. And I don't know, I was just looking for that, you know, and it wasn't there. And it was a great show, though. It was really great. I would go see her show again and again and again, but I will not go to the same location. Seems to be a high crime area. I really could live without it. There were two young girls walking down the sidewalk behind us when this happened. By the time they got up to us, they go, what happened? Did I just see what I think I saw? And I'm like, yeah, you did see it. And what's so funny is there's a mural on the wall on this side of the sidewalk, and it says, "This is a very welcoming city." I told my husband, I said, for all the years that we have come here, I said, this city has never welcomed us. This is not a welcoming city. And right after we got done discussing that, there it is, there's the crime happening. And we're like, you just validated what we said about this mural. But her show was fantastic. The food was good. The drinks were good. Like I said, I would go see her show again and again and again, but I won't go to the same location, you know. They have a lot of issues in that town. And so when I go out to the garden, I'll put the camera back on and take you guys with me, okay? And maybe you can help me figure some things out, you know, like, I don't know, I'm really convinced that it was the heat, maybe a combination of pests, because one of my zucchini sitting on the kitchen table has definitely a chew mark. And I'm like, that could be raccoon or squirrel, the way the teeth mark looks. But can I, like, one of the things you could really help me with, the zucchini that has the teeth marks on it, can I just cut off a good portion and use the rest for me eating? Or should I not chance it in case that animal was diseased? Should I just toss the whole zucchini? Since zucchinis produce so well, I will be cubing one and shredding the other, and I'm going to put them in seal meal. And I'll bring you along for that. That should be an easy task. All right, I will see you guys later. Bye.